Hey, what's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting, and welcome to another review video. Today we're talking gun belts, and this one specifically is the Core Essentials Tactical Gun Belt with the X5 belt buckle. This is their newest belt buckle, and the thing is dope. So if you know anything about me and the channel, you know that I've been wearing Core Essentials for years, like literally years, and probably 90% of the time I'm wearing one of their belts. I'm a huge fan of these belts for a couple reasons. Number one, they're super innovative. Number two, they look great, and number three, they obviously work great. So we'll talk a little bit more about those 3 points as we move on. First up, I'm going to go through just a couple of the features and stuff like that. Then we'll kind of talk about my experience with them, how they work. I'm going to show you how to size one of these, how they fit, you know, the ability to hold certain guns and like full-size guns and the rigidity of it and stuff like that. I don't want to overcomplicate this video. I think it's going to be just a quick overview of a fantastic gun belt. So let's jump in with the specs. So I'm going to read these specs off of my phone, just off their website, so I don't miss anything. It says Core tactical belts are constructed to be stiff and durable to support small to full-size firearms, magazines, and additional gear. Tactical belts are 2 times as stiff as our leather gun belts. So they have normal leather gun belts and they have the tactical belts, and these are twice as stiff. Best fitting, most durable tactical belt you'll ever wear. No belt holes. We'll talk about that in just a second. Nylon webbing outer layer rated to 500 pounds. Reinforced polycore center. Super fiber inner lining, making it durable and stiff enough to support small to heavyweight firearms. All kitted out, it says 8 pounds max. And then the X5 tactical buckle features a hard textured powder coat finish. It's one size, fits any waist from 24 inches to 54 inches. Belt is secured using teeth and clamp and 2 hex screws and a wrench. The wrench is included. And then it does come with a belt keeper here as well. That's a big deal. I really enjoy those. I'll show you those in just a minute as well. And then it does have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, so here's the big deal with the Core Essentials belts. They are all built on a ratchet system right here. So as opposed to holes, you know, 1 every inch or whatever, you've got 40 plus little ratchet holes right here. And then this belt buckle actually just slides on just like this, and you can hear it snap. So you can make little 1/4 inch adjustments to your waist up to 40 different times, and then it's just a single button press will release that. So super convenient when especially when you're carrying firearms and stuff like that. You know, if you want to go from sitting in a car to standing up to just eating a big lunch or something like that, you want to be able to take a 1/2 inch off your waist and then tighten it back up when you get out of the car or whatever, so the firearm doesn't sag. That's been the huge key for me with the way these are set up. So I love the innovation of these. Going back to like holes on a belt is just such a pain once you get used to this style. So that's how the belt works. Now I'm going to show you how to set this up for yourself. So when you get one of these belts, it comes in this nice little box. You get a little soft carrying case for it, and then it comes with a couple things. It comes with the belt, obviously, whatever buckle you choose, that end strap if you got the X5, and then some instructions here. Now, to go over these instructions quickly, it just says on the back of the leather belt, use a ruler to find your pant size. So they are marked. If you can see right here, there's waist sizes. So start with whatever your normal waist size is. For me, that's like a 30-inch waist, and then add 4 inches. So this one's a 34. So I'm gonna cut this, use some really sharp scissors, a nice knife or something like that. Cut this at 34, and then we'll try there first. You want those extra inches, especially if you're carrying a firearm, because obviously it's gonna add a little bit to the waist, and then this gives you also a little bit of room to go back and forth on. Don't cut it to your actual waist size, or you won't have that extra room to fit the firearm in. I guess let's do that right now. All right, so for me, on a size 30 waist, I'm gonna go up to a size 34, and then I'm gonna cut right about there with my knife. You do need a pretty dang sharp knife. I've noticed that knives work better than scissors. Okay, so there we go. We've got that excess cut off, and now I have a 34-inch belt. I'm gonna just set this off to the side here. Okay, next step is we have the belt buckle here. You can see on one end, that's where the belt's actually gonna go in, and then this side, if you can see the teeth right there, that is what's going to secure to our newly cut edge of the belt. So I'm going to stick the side that we just cut, stick that in the belt buckle, and then on the back here you can see the teeth, and close those teeth into the belt, and there we go. You can see That thing is not going anywhere. That thing is super locked down, and it also has 2 spots for those little hex screws. Once we decide that that is the proper size, like if this, I'm gonna try this on first, if it feels a little bit too big or whatever, then you can kind of size down maybe inch by inch or ½ inch by ½ inch, and then you can lock those in with the hex screws for just like a final solid locked in feel. And then that's really all there is to setting this thing up. That's what's so nice about it, is it's, like it says, it's one size fits all. If you have a, up to a 54-inch waist, you're set. And then just cut it down to your size and try it on. So as I mentioned, the best part about the design of this belt is just having those little micro adjustments. So, you're wearing it right here, you eat that big lunch, you just press this bottom button, bring that out, and now you've got a little bit of room for your stomach to relax while you're in the car. Get up out of the car, just pull on this, and we tighten that thing back up around your waist. Firearm's not going anywhere because this thing is super, super rigid. For concealed carry, I think it's fantastic. Here's a couple tests with me wearing it with different firearms so you can see if it's sagging or not. I had a fully loaded steel 1911 on there, as well as, just a standard Glock. And then I also did my Performance Center M&P, which is, big 5-inch barrel and stuff like that.
Did you say I can have that belt?
Negative. Did I just sell you on this belt right now?
Sold me.
I just sold Kyle, the cameraman, on one of these belts. He just asked me if he can have this belt. No, Kyle. And he's just telling me he just went down on his belt size. It doesn't fit him anymore. He needs himself a Core Essentials belt. Good job, Kyle. We're going to get you one of these. So as you can see, the belt is super rigid. It holds up to all firearms. I mean, especially on concealed carry, the thing's obviously not going anywhere. But if you're wearing it outside of the pants and you're worried about it sagging, the full-size steel 1911 doesn't go anywhere. Neither does my Performance Center. The 5-inch slide with a red dot and stuff on there, fully loaded. The belt is holding its shape perfectly. So I think it certainly does what it set out to do. Okay, so a couple things I want to mention about Core. One of the reasons I like to wear this belt so much is because it also sort of looks like an everyday belt. Now this tactical one with the nylon webbing and stuff certainly looks a little bit more tactical, but especially their leather belts I like a lot. One of the reasons I like Core so much, because there are honestly a lot of great gun belts out there, and there's a ton of belts that are super sturdy and super rigid, but these also look like great everyday belts. Now the tactical one with the nylon webbing is a little bit more tactical, but their leather gun belts as well, they just look like great everyday belts. They wear like great everyday belts, except they're more convenient with the ratchet system, and they're rigid enough, especially for concealed carry. If you're doing like outside the pants stuff, you're at the range, you're running drills or whatever, I'd probably go with the tactical one. But if we're talking about just an everyday wear, I'm gonna wear that black leather gun belt 90% of the time. I love that thing. As I mentioned, I can't go back to belts with holes. It's got a good look. You can wear it with anything from dressing up at the office to just hanging out in jeans and a t-shirt, and it's just a good looking belt that functions awesome. I can't say enough good things about Core belts. I've been wearing them for years. I recommend them all the time, and they're just super sturdy, reliable belts. Price-wise, you're between like $50 and $70, depending on which model you want to get yourself. The different colors of the nylon webbing on the tactical belts do add a little bit, so you can kind of figure out which price point is right for you, but expect kind of that $50 to $75, $85 range. But they're a belt that's going to last you a very, very long time. I mean, you'll easily get years and years out of these things. So it's a good investment. I do have a discount coupon code for you. If you're interested, definitely check that out. It's down in the video description below, as well. It should be pinned to the top of the comments section. So that's all I've got for you. The Core Essentials gun belt, I think probably the best EDC belt there is out there for concealed carry and stuff like that. Just a good everyday belt that can still withstand, a solid gun, a solid concealed carry, and things like that. So yeah, that's all I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know down below what you think of Core Essentials, their belts. If you have any other belts that you'd like to see on the channel, we'll do our best to get them on there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Greenlight Shooting.